We're good. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to another stream. We're going to be drawing on our iPads today in Procreate. I got my little buddy here, Maple, so he'll be climbing all over my head and everything. Just ignore him. Alright, so we got Procreate open, and we got some reference images over here. Now, I'm going to draw Yoshi, the Paper Mario version. I think he looks quite cute here. So we're going to do kind of like a flat style and a little bit of shading. So I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, I know you're very excited. Let's look at this one. Alright, so Yoshi, he's very organically shaped, so not many like hard edges. He's not very geometrical. Very rounded edges, lots of circles. So we're going to do a sketch first. So here I got Procreate open. And we have a new layer with a background color, which we can change later. So we're just going to go ahead. And you know what? I want to flip this like that. Actually, you know what I might do? I'm going to do a square. That's a little bit easier. Alright, so we are going to start with his nose here. He's kind of got like another circle here, which is kind of like his cheek. Like so. And we'll do details later, but there's his like smile. He's got kind of like another bump here, and then this is where his eyes go. I think this snaps like that. This is just a rough sketch. We'll go in and make changes later. As we get to the coloring and everything. Alright. It's a little smaller like that. Okay. Now let's work on his. I feel like snaps like that. I'm just gonna erase these lines so I can properly see his proportions. So I'm just gonna make like a, this is normally what I do when I sketch. I just kind of like do some sort of shape like that. His tail kind of pokes up right there. And he's got a little saddle on. Oh, and the cool thing about this app, alright, we got some little saddle here. Oh, what I was saying was the cool thing about this app and all the tools is you can kind of hold your pencil at this kind of angle, like a real pencil, and you kind of get like a little shading effect. So that's really cool, but I'm drawing with it down, so it makes a finer line. Little boots here. Again, this doesn't have to be that detailed yet. We're just kind of mapping out where everything's going to go. I feel like his hands are going to be the hardest part. No, still needs to be, but we can fix that later. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me. Make sure that my sound is right. That's where his eyes are going to be. Okay. He's got his hands in like a little fist here. Let's see if there's any other reference images that I might want to pull. Maybe I want his hands in like a different position, but if not, it's okay. Like this one, I think this is another fan art. Nah, they're all kind of the same, so we'll just go with it. Oh no, I lost my previous source image. No! I want to flip him. He can be facing the other way. Hang on. I think it was this one. There we go. I found him. Okay. Little fist. And when I'm drawing, I'm thinking about like where I'm gonna like colors and stuff. Like I don't want any sharp lines like that. I kind of want it to be like a more flat drawing, and you'll kind of see what I mean when we get to that point, when we start like coloring in and color blocking and that kind of stuff. So here's a thumb, another finger, and there's the rest of his hand. All right, so it's kind of like, actually don't know what he's doing. Okay, no. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of look at my reference image and think about where I just need to adjust some things. Just be a little bit more rounded here. Okay, he's got the white belly. I'm gonna erase some of these lines. Okay. All right, and there's our sketch. We can also put in his little eyes right here. Okay, so there's our Yoshi. I can definitely work on his eyes. You know what, let's do that before we get to the next part because it'll just be harder to come back. Perhaps I want to make a line right here, even though he doesn't have one, just so I can define it a little bit more. Okay. Something like that. Oh, I forgot about his little, what do you call these? Spikes? No, not really spikes. We've got 3 of them right there. And you can kind of use the other parts of his body to kind of dictate where those pieces go. So as you can see, there's not much space here. So I'm kind of using the other elements around him to kind of decide where I want these. What do you call these? They're not spikes. They're like scales? I don't know what to call them. Okay, there's our Yoshi. So we're going to click on this little N right here. It stands for normal because we don't have like a blend mode on it. And we're just gonna lower the opacity. See that? Boop. Gonna make a new layer, and we're gonna start coloring him in and just making kind of shapes and filling them in with color. So you can see I have green here already. I'm gonna kind of look at what green I want to make him. That's pretty good. So I am gonna switch my brush. I'm gonna use a studio pen. That's one of my favorites. Oh, this is different. I think Procreate updated because it did not look like this before. And that's kind of cool. Oh wait, that's really cool. Wait, what? This is new. That's so cool. All right. Well, here you can edit your brush. So streamline, for example, is like if you want to make really nice hand lettering. I mean, I'm not a hand letterer. So it kind of like smooths everything out and, oh, I guess, yeah, this just shows you what these settings mean. And then if you don't, you're just drawing, you can see it's a lot more jaggedy. So streamline is like, whoa, makes everything really smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna turn streamline down a little bit. I'm gonna press done. And I really like how that feels. That feels pretty good. All right, I like the color. So, all right, I think I know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna kind of work with his features here. You know what? I might turn streamline back on because, see, I don't really like these kind of jaggedy things, and my hand isn't very straight. I mean, I could kind of just swipe it like that, but I'm gonna go back and just turn it up a little bit. Over that. Yeah, see how much smoother that is? Okay. And I'm not going to really worry about his smile right here yet because I want to work on the shape. Okay, the other thing in Procreate is, you know, I can just draw that. It looks kind of funny. But if I draw the curve and then I just hold, it'll automatically kind of make this circular shape. And you can kind of like adjust it. It works in handy when like you're making circles. That's not a good circle, but something like that. You can make square. Oh no, I made an ellipse. Let's see. Nope. There you go. Kind of makes it more of an angle. So I'm going to start here. It's not quite. It's like kind of. Sometimes you have to get your angle right. Not quite getting it, but that's okay. So you can always go back and just fix it later. Okay. So as you can see, we have a closed shape. I'm just gonna take a little bit of coffee here. So now we can go up here to our color, click and hold it, and drag it into our shape. Okay? If the shape was not closed, it would not even detect it. It would just kind of, it would just fill the whole thing up. So you want to make sure that shape is closed and do that. So I'm already looking at him and I can see that my shape is very wonky. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go back to this layer. I'm going to bring our sketch layer above our color layer. I'm going to go back to this N and I'm going to change it to, actually that was kind of okay. I'm looking for multiply. There we go. To multiply. So basically our sketch layer is on top and we can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to go back to the color layer, so make sure you're not back on your sketch layer because it'll create all sorts of confusion. So I'm just going to go back in and just kind of fix pieces. What are you doing? What are you doing? Messing up my hair. Alright, cool. So we're going to, I think his eyes might be up a little bit too high. Okay. I'll go back here. I'm gonna use 2 fingers and hold the canvas so I can flip it around. And I can kind of work on this part here. All right, so let's work on the rest of him before we go in with some details. Or should we do the face details first? What do you think? Let's go in with the face details because we can kind of determine how we want to apply those features to the rest of him. Yeah, let's do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a darker green because I don't want to use black on him. I just think it's like a little bit too harsh. So I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to make this a clipping mask. So what that does is I can use the color on this layer and draw outside of him, and it's only applying the color to the pixels underneath. So that is how I'm going to draw his smile. I want it to look like it's coming from... Make it a little smaller. I don't think a smile goes out that far. Alright, we can always fix that later. We'll connect it like that. And we'll do his little nose. Okay. I'm going to do this part here. And I do this a lot. I draw the line and I undo it. I draw it again. It's just kind of something that I do. I just don't really like how I'm... It needs to be more round, huh? Like that. I feel like it's a bit off, but it's okay. Okay. Boop. All right, so we're going to do his eye next, and we're going to do the same thing, clipping mask. We're going to get a white, nice bright white, even a little bit. So that's okay. Something like that. And again, maybe we want to put this, underneath the nose layer, so that way it's underneath that line. All right, I'm just gonna fill that in. I'm gonna make my sketch layer a little bit lighter because it's kind of throwing me off a bit. Okay. I'm going to make this part a little bit bigger. Taller, I should say. No, let's keep doing that. I think I'm accidentally hitting the home button. But Procreate's like, see ya. I'm just looking at my reference image and I'm definitely not getting the shape right. But it's okay. The purpose of this video is to kind of show you how you can create these shapes and how you can just kind of work with it and You know, things don't have to be perfect the first time. You can always go back and edit things, which is the great thing about drawing in layers. It makes things so much easier. And you just have fun. I think at this part, I just need to fix it a bit. Huh. I did that and then I regretted it. Alright, I don't want to dwell too much on the little details here, because I just kind of want to keep it moving. So let's just draw his eyes. I kind of want them to be like a dark green. Nah, black is probably fine. So, new layer. And we are going to those cute little eyes. You can even leave like a little shine like that. That actually looks kind of cute. Okay. And then what I can do is just 3 fingers, swipe down, copy, and then 3 fingers again, paste. I don't know. And then bring it over. Yeah, and then I can erase. There's our Yoshi. It's cute. Okay, let's go back to the eyes because we can do the same kind of treatment with his little cheeks here. So it kind of comes down like that. And at the end, we'll, oh, let's do it now. Let's change the background color because we're gonna kind of get some like weird overlap here where we're drawing in white and you can't see because the background is also white. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now let's draw the rest of his body. So we can, no. We can hold, so kind of like put one finger up where it says inserted image and then one finger where it says layer 2 and just press and hold and squeeze and it makes one layer. But we can also just select each one, swipe and group it. So that way we can still edit all the individual layers later on, which we probably want to do. Let's make a new layer. Want that green. And we'll start to do his body here. So I'm just going to kind of go kind of quickly. Just because we're already almost halfway through. That's what I'm going to put. No, keep doing that. I would accidentally tap. And then just make all sorts of lines. Come here. I'm going to... see, I messed up there, but it's okay. I'm just gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna... Oh, I see. I'm gonna clean the mask. Make this white. No. So you can just kind of... These hands can go underneath. Okay. I was just running. I want to make a new layer for this hand. With the same green. And again, this is where like the sketch helps because you can see which one. Oh. Another way to kind of make these lines is you just do something like that, or like for example, if I just take the paintbrush and kind of do that, you can kind of see. It kind of creates the same effect, but I'll just go ahead and stick with the dark color here. Like that. And like that. And he also kind of has like a crease here for his hand. And I'm doing a mistake by drawing on the same layer, but it's okay, because I'm not going to really come back and fix this part of his hand. Probably doesn't even need that. Okay. So he's almost done. We can do his feet and his boots and his like little saddle thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a new layer. Let's get, actually that's like the perfect orange. Let's do his feet. Okay. I'm gonna kind of simplify them a little bit. Like that. Just make a flat foot right there. Okay. I'll change my mind. I'm gonna come back and get this little indent. Alright, and now I'm going to swipe like that. So it's kind of like the same thing as a clipping mask, but now I'm going to be drawing directly on the layer, just because it's going to be a little bit easier. Let's do a nice yellow. Like that. Okay. We are going to go back to this orange, make it a little bit darker. And do these little things right here. Creases in his boots. And you can outline this boot here. Make sure that's underneath. And this one we want to bring it all the way underneath his body because his body here. Two finger swipe to the right, and now we can take this and that. Just color it in. All right, there's his feet. Now we want to be on top of all his layers and find a nice red. That's pretty good. I think it's competing a bit, so I'm going to make a little bit something like that. I'll spend the next 15 minutes picking red. Layer, make it white. I'm going to draw the outline. I think I made it too rounded. Just gonna cut some of it off. That's a little bit better. Nope. Okay, now we're gonna do his little spikes. Did we ever figure out what those were called? I don't think we did. We want to make sure that we're behind his head layer. With the same red. So we'll just go in. I'm gonna make the shape, fill it in. Come back. Make the shape, fill it in. And one more time. Make the shape, fill it in. Again, because we want it to be a closed. Alright, it doesn't look bad. We're gonna hide our sketch layer because honestly we don't need it anymore. So I have some time to do a little bit of shading. Oh, that really hurt my nose. Oh, okay. I like scratched it with the edge of my sweater. Well, that really hurt. Oh, I know my eyes are watering. I'm noticing that his nostrils are a little bit off center, so I'm gonna come back to his face, click on this layer. I'm gonna go up to this little S and select it, and then get the arrow tool, and I'm gonna kind of bring it over. I can even use this little green circle to rotate it. I can make it bigger. Like that. Cool. Ooh. Why are my eyes watering? Okay. I kind of like him being kind of flat. Let's go ahead and change like the background color because that'll make him pop a little bit more. Ooh. I like that. Ooh, the yellow's fun. Or the blue. I like the blue. Kind of like a muted green. That's cute. I'm just trying to see what other details I can do. I'm gonna come back to this dark green. I'm on the right layer, so I'm going to make a line right here because he does have one. Oh, my bird. Stop it. You're being annoying. Go away. Sorry for the sniffling. Come back to this layer here and just kind of fix some of the details here. Another thing I'm going to do is kind of want to outline this part because I just think we're kind of losing it a bit. I don't think I'm going to do any shading because honestly I kind of really like how this looks so far. Maybe I'll do that in another stream so that way we can have like two different versions. Like if you want to add shading, I can show you how to do that, and this one will just keep kind of flat. More like cartoony, like his style actually is. That is super jaggedy, so I'm gonna fix that. Okay, another thing I'm gonna do, I like how that looks, so I'm just gonna connect what that's supposed to be. Yeah, that looks good. Or better. I'm just checking a few things. There's one more thing I wanted to do. Oh yeah. There's a little chin right there. All right, I think that'll conclude this drawing session. We're just gonna go on the bottom, say Yoshi. And then sign it. Oh my gosh, horrible signature. Okay, there we go. So there we go, that's Yoshi. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. Procreate's like $10 on the App Store. You do need an iPad that is compatible with the Apple Pencil. Otherwise, I believe you can just use your finger to draw, or maybe some other stylus, but you probably won't get the pressure sensitivity, like kind of with the pencil where you're kind of shading. I may be wrong on that, but I believe that's one limitation of that. But anyway, Procreate's awesome. And today's Wednesday, so we're going to be doing another live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and Friday as well. I believe this afternoon we'll be posting a Minecraft control video, so we'll be showing you how to use controls in Minecraft, which is going to be super awesome. And we have a bunch of other online classes going on this week at 12 p.m. and 3:30, so be sure to go to thedie.com and check all of those out. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.